No bending. ZBM, you know what's going on. A lot of the guys out here working today. Some construction going on. I think probably buy my first condo right here somewhere in Society Hill. I love this area. This is beautiful. This is all me. This is definitely all me. I even like it's a couple hotels over here too. Yeah, maybe I'll push my way into a hotel. It's one of the lyrics I was seeing and stuff like that. Maybe we'll promote that song soon. But yeah, I like it down here, right here in Society Hill. This is definitely all me. When I go ahead and spend my first $300,000 or something like that on a condo, I'll buy. I think I might want to buy it right here in this little section, this neighborhood right here. This is all me. I walk around in my flip-flops all day with like a big-ass Glock 60 in my pocket or something and have fun. I think that would be decent. Maybe everybody have a chance to see the police chase me around and shit like I'm some kind of criminal. I'm really a hard-working man. 100% innocent, but yeah, here we are. This would be my spot right here, down here in Society Hill. I have a nice condo. Me and Marlyn Monroe, we'd be walking down the street together, having our morning coffees. And she'll have her purse. Right? Something like that is what that'll look like. I'm trying to find a coffee shop anyway. Here we are. We somewhere here in Society Hill. I don't know, this is like some kind of historical park. My first time here. I'm actually looking up this legal term, and it's coming with a case that I found before I got distracted and detained in the Eastern District Federal Court at the Law Library. You know, another failed try. But before I got distracted with that, I was actually looking up a term in a case. I don't want to. I'm still actually, as I'm walking through Society Hill, trying to dissect some more details, and I'm writing them down, and I'll go a full brief overview of what I found about the term in the case that came with it. It's pretty interesting for attorneys practicing civil law. For the conceptual idea of it, maybe it'll be powerful for someone practicing criminal law as well. But here we are. This statues and monuments or something like that is the Philadelphia Career War Memorial at Penn's Landing. So this is all details about the Korean War. I never even heard about that at all or anything. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, so I'll stick around here for a second. Check this out. I'm trying to find a coffee shop. I'll write some details down about this term, and I'll be able to share this, CMJ Esquire up. We're having a good day. I got my shirts on. I got my precisions. We're having fun. You can see the Ben Franklin Bridge from here. Again, I have a lot of fun over in New Jersey. I love South Jersey. Shout out to the whole South Jersey and everything like that. And I can't wait to get back, man. Maybe we can go to Clementon Park, or maybe we'll go to Atlantic City or something. I'm not sure yet, but today we're just focusing on this terminology right here that I'm looking at, and it's coming with a case, and we're here at this monument. So we're going to check this out, and then I'll break it in for you, all right? Yeah. This may have been my first time here. I don't remember ever seeing this, never been here. This all seems pretty decent. Look at that. See, every morning I'll come out the condo and I'll be sitting over here drinking my coffee. Some days I might even bring a cigar or something. Who knows? Some days I might be in a rut, and I might come out here with a fucking bottle of red wine or something. I don't know. CMJ Esquire up, man. ZBM, no bending. I just walked past her. I'm so slow with the camera. If I was telling her, it would have been perfect to get a up close view of her while I was walking up the street. You know, just having fun. Just having fun, man. ZBM, no bending. You know, ZBM Monopoly. We ain't out here looking to hurt nobody, man. We having fun everywhere we go. Trying to find a coffee shop in Society Hill. No bending, you know what's going on. I'm on the wrong street. All right, so we're looking at this terminology. It's a case law that come with it. And I think it's very interesting. It's kind of related to the civil law, civil procedures that I've been already checking out. So this is like a side note that I picked up. It's tapping into a book. Look at my little friends. Let's fly. Let's fly. Who knows? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about right here. Right here in Society Hill. Maybe I'll get my first condo here, my first house. You see? Be jogging up the street, me and Marlyn Monroe. Don't be hating on Carlos Z and Marlyn Monroe, you know what I'm saying? You can hate all you want. Or Carlos Zeta, student boss. I mean, I paid for that shit. I paid for it. So, don't be hating when I buy my condo in Society Hill and me and Marlyn Monroe running circles around you clowns. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Today we talking about this new term. I'm still holding on to it. I'm not sharing it yet because I ain't done taking the details, but I don't want to be stagnant walking through the street. So I'm being stingy with the term about the case that I'm looking at. But this is all just good footage, you know. Just walking through Society Hill. We're trying to get some coffee for the morning. We had breakfast. My breakfast, 2 slices of pizza. And I got 2 sugar cookies. What else? And some kind of mango lemonade juice from one of my spots. It's pretty fun, pretty decent breakfast so far. And I just need a coffee so I can sit down and take these notes down. And then I'll share with you guys about this term that I'm looking at and the case law that I found. But that's gonna take a little second to dissect and write it down, make it sound right, make it look good, make it all make sense. I want my lawyer friends to pull up on me like I'm talking about the legal terms and the case in the wrong context. I want them to look at me like I'm an asshole. So I gotta do it the right way. You know, hell. Might as well keep it all, y'all. I'm trying to find it. Alright. My guy outside of C Sharp, right? Just gave me directions to a coffee spot, so maybe that'll save me some time. And save me a headache, right? It's already morning time. I'm trying not to have a headache. All right, so we off outside of the Whim. They closed. That's what the guy was telling me. So I'm trying to find another location to give me directions to. But yeah, the Whim is closed. See if find something here. We're going in towards South Street now. It's a nice day in the neighborhood. Nice day. Look at this. This is perfect. on 3rd and South, Philly Bagels. This is actually, there's another location on 15th and JFK. This is great. All right, so now I can finally write these details and sit down, right? And I'll give you guys a good overview of a terminology and a law for lawsuits. It's called prevailing. All right, ZBM no bending. All right, so here, that's really big. I got a nice iced coffee. Nice iced coffee, right? Beautiful seating arrangement here. But this terminology is called prevailing. A prevailing clause. Prevailing clause is a clause in any contracts when considering a business contract, right? So whether you're working for a company or you own a company, you know, the general idea under the American rule is different from the prevailing clause. All right, so again, I'll start it from the top. The prevailing clause is a contractual provision. A prevailing party is a party that has a favorable judgment from the court. There is something called a fee shifting clause, which is aimed at discouraging frivolous lawsuits. Fee shifting is the clause where if there is a case being brought before the court, whichever side is the prevailing side of the argument or the lawsuit has the right to receive fees for all the fees that they paid to go to the trial. So that's what it's called, fee shifting clause. Aimed at discouraging frivolous lawsuits, right? So if you want to go to trial, if you lose, you have to pay me everything I had to pay to go to trial against you, and so on and so forth. Something that makes somebody second guess, right? Whether or not they really want to go to trial. But now in the American rule, each party of a lawsuit bears its own cost to go to trial or arbitration hearings and stuff like that, right? So the prevailing clause is something aside from the American rule, and that's the whole point of it being a clause that you can insert into a contract, or that is inserted into a contract. In this clause, all parties agree to pay opponent all fees. The Black Law Dictionary says that a prevailing party is a party where judgment is rendered. So you guys take care, right? We want to talk about business and stuff of that nature. When we're talking about something like this, it kind of reminds me of like the EEOC lawsuits and stuff like that. It's kind of similar when you're talking about like being in business with someone or working for someone and stuff like that. But this case right here particularly is coming from the Rhode Island Supreme Court and between a contractor and the owner of a company. All right, so we're here on 3rd and South. I'm trying to finish this. I dissected this case. Rhode Island Supreme Court. Clean Harbors Environment Services, Inc. versus 96108 Pine Street, LLC. Right? This is a contractor versus an owner. And whatever. So the contractor was suing the owner for breach of contract and unjust enrichment. The owner countersued for claim. He claimed liquidated damages. The contractor was awarded $145,000, and then on another claim he was awarded $280,000. The owner was awarded for his claims of liquidated damages, which made the case offset because both prevailed. And that's why the court denied the attorney fees on either side. No one had to pay the attorney fees. So the prevailing clause was offset because both of them countersued each other, and they actually won on their claim. So that's why the prevailing clause was offset from the contract. Now, going furthermore, when you're thinking about the prevailing clause, it's something called, all right, so we're talking about substantial relief. See, the prevailing clause was in place in this contract between this contractor and this owner of the company, but they both countersued each other and offset the whole prevailing clause, which in turn was why neither side was awarded any attorney fees or anything. And then they both won some money on their countersuit of the claims they gave. But I mean, you just subtracting and adding what you lost and what you won from the claims. Excuse me, I'm almost getting hit by a fucking car out here. But so now we're looking at the substantial relief factor of the case. The substantial relief is based on the contract language, the number of claims, the importance of each claim, the amount that was attached to the awarded claims, the amounts that was attached to the awarded claims, and all of that factors into who ultimately is the winner, because it must only be one winner. Or again, the whole clause makes no sense, right? So again, we're looking at Rhode Island Supreme Court, Clean Harbors Environment Services, Inc. versus 96-108 Pine Street, LLC. The contractor versus the owner. And it all boiled down in this case because both sides were awarded for their separate claims against each other within the lawsuit itself. So that's where it breaks down to offsetting the whole clause of the case, right? Prevailing clause. So, right? So it crosses out. But then, since it must only be one winner, that's where you're looking at the substantial relief, determining who is the winner regardless of paying for the other party's fees they had to pay to, go to trial or arbitration hearings and stuff like that. So, CMJ Esquire, I was studying and looking for, something interesting when I was in the courthouse. And this is what I stumbled across, just in the books and whatnot. So now, I'm interested. I'm hyped to share this one because this is pretty good. It's pretty decent. So I'll just briefly go over it again, letting it soak in. Letting it soak in my own head because this is something new to me. And I'll let it soak in for you guys as well. So we're talking about the prevailing clause. Prevailing clause. It's a contractual clause, right? And it's the opposite of the American rule. The American rule generally states that any fees that has to be paid for a trial or arbitration hearings are to be paid by each party separately, right? You want to go to trial, you have to pay for it yourself. You have to pay your lawyers yourself. That's the general American rule to it. But we have this prevailing clause, right, that you have to put into a contract before you go into business with someone, stating that if any litigations are to arise, any lawsuits, look at that beautiful fly in the sky, stating that anything that arises during the course of your contract that forces you in a position of litigation, the winner is to be compensated by the loser. That's what the prevailing clause is for. In this case, again, I'll say both parties basically were awarded for their separate claims against each other from the court, which kind of X'd out the whole thing about the prevailing clause, right? Because the prevailing clause of me having to pay for your attorney fees and so on and so forth is based on the contract language, the number of claims, and importance of each claim in connection to each other, as well as the amount attached to the awarded claims that you have been awarded on. And all of that factors into the fact and the idea that it must be one winner. So since both of those companies were awarded on separate claims they had against each other, that's where the prevailing clause was no longer relevant to the case. But the winner determined based on substantial relief, which has a whole different breakdown of what's going on with the case itself. So, we're studying, we're learning some new terminology. This is probably more so about civil. This is technically a civil case that I'm citing out of the Rhode Island Supreme Court and whatnot. So I think it's pretty fun. As you can see, a couple of my friends, they pulled up, they parked up, they flying around, everything. But this is gonna be decent when I buy my new condo here. Maybe I'll find me a nice house and everything like that. Maybe I'll just get a house. I don't know. Maybe I should cross the street and I'll just get the whole inside redone. And it should look like a mansion on the inside. Outside, it just be looking. This would be the outside. And then if you ever make it inside, $20 million house inside.